just because they do make a change, if they actually bring rates down farther. Some of that's already kind of baked into the marketplace, because if that's what most people are predicting, then rates start to move even ahead of the decision oftentimes. Where we see kind of more dramatic shifts in rates is if the Fed does something that's unpredicted. And although that can happen, it's relatively rare. So the Fed's getting ready to meet, and we will find out exactly what they do. Common estimation or forecasting, if you will. You know how much I love that. If you listen to this podcast, I think it's kind of like shaking one of those magic 8 balls and asking it a question and it tells you what to do or think. But common kind of forecasting is a 25 basis point cut. We'll see if that happens or not. And of course, we'll be reporting on that in future episodes. So here we are again, a settlement that is coming to completion. And of course, the attorneys are going to get really the lion's share, if you think about it, of the fees or the judgment. That really is the story, if you ask me. I think as far as these lawsuits in the industry go, a lot of real estate agents that I'm interacting with are kind of like past and through being worried about them. However, they're smart enough to be aware of what's happening, because as these things change and the industry changes, some of the rules with which we operate change. It's important that as an expert and professionals, we understand what the rules are. Not because we broke them before, we didn't. I'll be clear about that. But because as the rules change and we understand them well, we can better serve our clients and we can better grow and develop our business to the degree that we would like. So it's always important to pay attention, but that doesn't mean that there's need for worry. The professionals are always going to understand the rules, they're going to follow the rules, and they're going to win. Redfin's data also shows that commission rates have been gradually declining over the past 10 years. 10 years. Even as total commissions paid have risen dramatically as a result of rising property values. Even in the past 2 years, commissions have come down, as the average rate was 2.51% in January of 2023. What does that mean? It means that commission rates have been coming down for over a decade. And you might ask why. There's a couple opinions that I have of why, so you can take it for what it's worth. One is there's a whole bunch of more competition in the industry. There's been a ton of agents that have gotten into the business during this 10-year period. So there's more agents competing for whatever number of listings exist in the marketplace. And competition is almost always good for the consumer. And that's reflected here in this story, where it's showing that for a decade, average commission's been coming down. I think there's another key reason too, is as technology continues to advance, it really does allow the professional to use that technology to be more efficient in how they serve the client, right? Technology never takes the place of the personal relationship and the service, but allows us to provide that level of service, or even a higher level of service, more efficiently. So if we can be more efficient, oftentimes that may be reflected in what we're charging for that service.